Hello? Wake up and smell the coffee, folks. Starbucks says it's going cashless, as you will see here. This is very, very dangerous territory we're in right now. Really, it is. There's something else I've noticed, and I don't know whether that's entirely coincidental, but it certainly bothers me. Are you aware that banks are no longer issuing credit cards, at least not in this country? It's all debit cards now. So what's happening, either by accident or design, is that we're heading into an economy in which the exchange of money is, as it has been up to fairly recently, always instant. You know, when you're using folding money, the payment is instant. But in this case, it's completely controlled, supervised and regulated by the banks. Now, that might not be so bad if not for the recent precedents followed by the banks of governments interfering in the operation of the banks with the compliance of those banks, and with the government interfering in the bank accounts of ordinary citizens. You might remember the case of Count Dankula, for instance. He was found guilty of gross offence. This was for making a joke, and he was found guilty by a Scottish police state determined, for some reason I cannot fathom, to make total fools of themselves. Now, when he was found guilty and fined £800, Dankula said he would rather go to jail than pay that fine for making a joke, which he regarded as a free speech issue, and so do I. And so what the Scottish government did was they simply took the money from his bank account without his knowledge. He found out about it only when he rang the police to ask when they were coming to arrest him. It seems he was going to get married soon, and he didn't want them arresting him on the wedding day, so he wanted to have some notice of that. And they said, "Oh, we're not arresting you. You've paid the fine. We took it out of your account weeks ago," whenever it was. I did warn about this at the time. If we can't trust the independence of the banks, we can't trust our own freedom anymore. I said it again when various governments were seizing the assets of the Russian oligarchs. Little sympathy as I have and had for the Russian oligarchs and for the Russian regime, or for the imperialistic war that they're waging on the Ukrainian people. It was obvious that this would be the thin end of the wedge. Unfair laws always start by being applied to people we don't like, or people we think deserve some sort of, well, semi-unfair treatment because they've been so terrible in themselves. But it never stays with people like that. Bad laws may start by being applied to high-profile miscreants, but after a while the highly placed ones find their way around such things, and the laws then end up being applied customarily as an instrument of the oppression of the least politically powerful groups of people. Anyone who's seen what the Canadian government did with the crowdfunding in the Freedom Convoy must be aware of the dangers of allowing government power not over your ability to accrue money, but over your ability to spend it to keep body and soul together. They could literally starve you to death, or have you homeless on the streets. And this, of course, is only the thin end of the wedge. It's actually a freedom issue for which we really have to fight and pay attention. If you're interested, by the way, this is the Starbucks motto: to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighbourhood at a time. One neighbourhood at a time. Isn't that creepy? One bank account at a time. Of course, I expect this idea to be well supported by all the social justice warriors who are so keen on helping the poor. Many tramps, homeless people and illegal immigrants don't have bank accounts and therefore don't have credit cards. And I'm sure this is something, a side effect that Starbucks is well aware of, because this is one way of keeping the riffraff out of their nice clean shops, isn't it? So, if they won't let you pay for your cappuccino and blueberry muffin with money, I'd say it's best that you buy your coffee from somewhere else. Better never than latte, as the saying goes. Now, I am Granniopteryx. I am on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I let you know of new uploads on @Granniopteryx on Twitter, Gab and Parler. So if you subscribe to one of those, you'll always have notifications. Something that doesn't happen with people who are subscribing to me on YouTube. Also, please like, share and check your subscription. Many people have subscribed and then have complained to me that their subscription has for some reason been dropped. Check your subscription, click that bell. Okay, that's it. Oh yes, and of course, support my channel if you can. Here's the buy me a coffee, not necessarily a Starbucks coffee, dancing beaker. And below you have information about links to buy me a coffee, Subscribe Star and PayPal. Well, that's it. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Granniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.